What is normal to men but weird to women?
Peeing while standing up.
Not thinking about anything in particular and just existing.
I am a woman and can confirm women be like that sometimes too.
Friendships based on activities instead of personal connection.
Someone crossing the road to avoid you at night.
Leaving the toilet seat up.
Feeling completely invisible to the world.
Being denied joint custody.
Leaving the house at the precise moment to arrive perfectly on time.
I've heard women say that, when above a certain age or weight, they're pretty much invisible too.
Only sharing a problem if you are looking for an explicit solution. It seems more general that men seldom talk about their issues just to vent, which does seem to be how some miscommunication happens.
To me, I would say our ability to fight and then be good seconds later.
Uno reverse, that actually explains why I can't understand why my wife still hangs around with some of her friends.
Yes, finally a perfect explanation of male friendships.
It's why the stereotype of the attractive woman aging poorly exists. Granted, stereotypes are generalizations, but I have seen women who did not take well to no longer being granted the attention they had grown accustomed to.
That sidestep to unstick your.
A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Understanding the struggles a fellow man is going through and offering assistance in the spots he needs with minimal words being spoken but maximum efficiency.
Switching our brains off for some much-needed thinking about nothing. Direct communication with no double meanings, coded language or unreasonable expectation of telepathy, diligent car care, punctuality on dates, apparently.
That we can get together with no specific plans, snacks or anything. And be content just chilling until an idea pops.
I know my wife doesn't want solutions, but I can't listen to the same issues again and again while she doesn't do anything to resolve them. She hates when I offer solutions yet loves when they work.
Adjusting.
Working together without saying a word for hours and both be perfectly fine with that.
Someone mentioned me?
Good feeling.
Living a minimalist lifestyle. I see these memes about, guys think it's okay to live like this, showing bare walls and the barest of furnishings and realize that's my place. Women like to decorate and fill the empty spaces with junk like live, laugh, love signs on every wall, whereas I think a futon and a computer desk and 75-inch big screen TV is a fully furnished living room.
At night, for me it often happens during the day. Too cold sweat smile.
No plans I understand, but no snacks?
Yep, we recently had a girl over for a couple UFC nights and she was astounded we had usually just look after ourselves. I've mostly heard bigger girls describe active hostility from the world at large. Which based off this sub is absolutely accurate.
Not at all. I have a lot of friendships not based on activities.
I struggle with this one. If you start telling me problems, I cannot help but think of solutions. What exactly does it look like to simply listen and not offer a solution or even attempt to assuage the person's suffering? I'm genuinely not even certain that I know what that looks like, let alone how to do it.
Really? But there are so many female friendships based on activities. Book clubs, board game nights, sports clubs, outdoor adventure groups.
Insulting your friends in front of them but praising them behind.
I believe the technical term is plie.
Maybe try doing a bit of research into active listening, listening with the intent to understand the person without projecting your own thoughts, feelings, views, comparing to yourself or how you would handle something. It's really helpful in relationships as it allows the other person to feel seen, heard, and that you are truly listening and care about their experience. This can look like giving them space and time to explain how they feel without interrupting, allow pauses for them to think. Then when you can tell they are finished speaking, ask a follow-up question based on what they said that can help you understand them further. How long have you been feeling this way? Just to clarify, are you saying that? Then repeat what you gathered from what they said. *, you could probably find some good examples of how these conversations can go on YouTube or even look into an example of a therapy session. That's where I first learned about active listening studying psychology. I hope this was helpful. Smiley face.
You underestimate just how uninterested the guys are in each other as people.
My wife is the perfect example of the opposite of this. When she says she's ready to leave, that really means she's ready to start the process of leaving, and she has 8 or 10 things to do before she walks out the door.
Friendship based on not talking about other people.
Man, there are some subreddits for you to discover.
As a woman who has been surrounded with men her entire life, the things I really don't get about men are 1. Overly obsessed with your favorite sports team, till the point of screaming to the TV and being legit upset if they finding the type of stuff they did on MTV's show Jackass. Funny. 3. Being sexual towards each other, example slapping each other's, but immediately being uncomfortable, homophobic around a ass dude or saying, like, no homo. 4. Fighting each other the one moment and being completely cool with other 10 minutes later. It feels like seeing a light switch being turned. Why Spider-Man seems to be the favorite superhero of almost every little boy.
I still can't comprehend this, it's just weird. My dad does that while driving and I'm like, isn't that dangerous? He told me, I'm in autopilot.
When we meet friends that we haven't had a chance to hang out with in a while, we don't talk about the big stuff because hanging out with the boys is supposed to be a break from the big dang, y'all, this must be more relatable than I thought. A little good-natured roasting is good for the soul.
Oh, believe me, men can have big mouths too.
I don't know if this is as true as it sounds. I work in a predominantly male workplace and I hear people gossip, vent and complain all the think how it's communicated is where things are a bit different though. If a guy would say, X made me feel this way, it would be met with ridicule, annoyance, etc. But if a guy instead said, X is a he did that thing again, what a fuckwit, then he'd have the gossip kings perk right up.
My grandpa, well into his late 80s, had this friend in my mother's neighborhood. He moved in with her after my grandma died. One day I was walking with him, and we passed this other guy, also older gent. They stopped, shook hands, he introduced me as his grandson, chatted about the weather, etc. After the two of us walked away, I asked how they met. He said they've been crossing each other's paths on their daily walks at this same corner for the past couple of years. He has no idea what the guy's name was. They stop and chat every afternoon, then move away. They seem to be quite friendly and exchange minutiae of their days, but that is it. Their connection is the activity and nothing more.
It is absolutely true on average. IRCI read that 80% of man-to-man friendships are more based on doing things together side by side, and 80% of woman-to-woman friendships are more based on face-to-face interactions. Obviously that leaves 20% of exceptions you probably fall under, and obviously that is not an absolute.
That every man has had an urge to dig a hole. A lot of us also have a deep-seated urge to dig at any point.
I am just like you. If someone talks about a problem, I want to help solve it. I have tried to change my goal with any conversation, and that is to acknowledge and affirm what the other person is saying, even if it is just a normal daily conversation. This also make it more easy to be supportive. If the conversation is about things like, oh, I understand it is, oh, I understand that is, just try to name the emotion they're talking about, and repeat it back to them with compassion. If they talk about how they are stressful, say, I understand it is difficult that you feel. A lot of might almost seem silly, but you can also try to repeat whatever they are saying in a way to show you are listening. Saying things like, so when X happens it makes you feel Y. If you think the person is asking for your advice, just ask directly if that is what they want. Do you need help with suggestions of things to do? Do you need any help from me to solve this? Is there anything I can do to help solve your problem? Do you want my perspective on the problem? Someone might know the issue, and perhaps also know the solution, but maybe they are unsure of when or how to do it. They might just need a little support to make it happen. Like they are feeling out their solution and just need help to affirm it.
Greater than why Spider-Man seems to be the favorite superhero of almost every little boy. Because Spider-Man is 100% awesome.
Trusting a random man you met 5 minutes ago with our lives.
This is so me. I have a drinking friend, a gaming friend, a sports friend and a music friend. None shall ever meet.
For me this is only partly true. I have the homies who I've been friends with for 10 plus years through all my and were friends for personal reasons. Then I have the friends I found playing games or at work who like doing the things I do who I only really like for that reason.
Show to your wife.
Men who are close can spend several hours together and not ask any nosy questions of each other. My wife is always asking me for details, and I have to reply, I didn't ask.
This is something I really admire about men. Like you'll have a punch-up with someone and then be absolutely fine with them after. I've had disagreements with women that led to literally years of us hating each other and all the sniping and that comes with it.
My GF and I are buying a house and we get to move in to an old house from 55 with hardwood floors, so we want rugs. She was showing me patterns on this website of Star Wars ships, or Marvel logos or other quirky things told her I never considered a themed rug. I just wanted a basic, got a little sad and said something along the lines of, I want you to feel good in your bedroom, that it'll be more than just a place to just not something I've considered yet. I still don't think I'll get anything fancy, maybe a navy rug.